What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Against All Odds podcast, where we dive deep into the real, raw, and sometimes unexpected aspects of life. I'm your host, Addison Rose, and I'm so excited that you decided to tune in today. If you didn't know, this is AAO. What is up, guys, and welcome back to the AAO podcast. Welcome to season 2. I told you guys in season 1 that season 2 would be jam-packed with a lot of special guests, and I'm so excited to welcome our first special guest of the season, my best friend, Elizabeth Childs. Welcome, Lizzie.
Hi.
I'm so excited to have you.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Bro, this episode has taken forever. to even start, to get it set up. I was struggling earlier, but we won't talk about that. For sure.
We won't?
We won't be talking about that. But
Wow.
Lizzie, introduce yourself for those who do not know you.
Hello. I'm Elizabeth, or you can call me Lizzie. I've known Addison since like middle school.
Middle school. We go way back.
I just started coming back to church with her not that long ago. I just started coming here has it been 2 years maybe now?
Yeah, it feels like that.
And it might be like 2 to 3 years. Oh, yeah, it was 2 years because in 2022, when I graduated from college, is when me and her really started to connect. And so I've been here chilling back at home, living life, adulting. And yeah.
Adulting's not as fun as people think.
No,
And
not at all.
We're not. We're just surviving out here.
Really.
Thriving's a different,
I'm really surviving. That's it.
Okay, so yeah, me and Lizzie go way back. Lizzie was actually my bully in middle school. She says she wasn't, but she definitely was.
I definitely was not.
Explain the situation to them.
So apparently,
let them say it.
So apparently, someone says that we were in band together. She was in 7th grade. I was in 8th grade. And we both played flute. We were in the same band and everything. And apparently, one day when we were leaving out of the band hall, keep in mind, there were only 2 exits to exit out of the band hall. And we went through the most crowded one. And apparently, she bumped into me, and I looked at her some kind of way. And
Some kind of way.
And she
it
got
just
scared
hurt
of
my
me.
feelings. You bullied me.
I was probably having a bad day for all I know.
No. There's a difference between having a bad day and bullying someone. And
Okay,
you
bullying
definitely
someone
bullied
happens
me.
more often. That was
Exactly.
the one and only time that ever happened. Half the time I didn't even talk to her in band.
Anyways, we're good now, right?
Yeah, I guess.
We're good now. We bring it up here and there on occasion, but anywho, as you know, if you have been here for a little bit, I like to start all of my episodes off with a segment called Debatable. And basically what I do is I give you guys a hot topic and you let me know your thoughts via our Instagram and now our YouTube. So if you're listening to this, you can also be watching it. We have a YouTube now. So excited. So excited.
Finally.
Yeah, Lizzie
Finally.
never watched or listened to my podcast because she was like, video podcasts are so much better than audio podcasts. And I'm like,
It's because with my ADD, look, I tune out things very easily. So if I'm watching something, it's easier for me to pay attention because you can see the people's reaction instead of just sitting there listening to them. Okay, there's a difference. But I did listen to like the first 2 episodes. Do I remember what happened? No. But I listened.
Yikes. This topic is going to be about boy bands. Lizzie is literally obsessed with like every boy band under the sun.
Okay, we don't have to.
That's what it seems like. Okay, that's what.
She's not wrong, but
So the topic is: do you prefer One Direction or 5 Seconds?
5
of Summer?
Seconds of Summer.
All right.
5 Seconds of Summer.
Why?
Because I do not like One Direction. Listen,
That is crazy to me.
okay. I know that's crazy, especially coming from me because I am I love pretty much a lot of boy bands, but One Direction just really. I don't know. I think it was too mainstream for me to like it. Everybody loved them, and I was like, this is annoying. And so I listened for a month.
Oh my god.
I got my feels.
For
and,
sure. What was your favorite song by them?
Either Live While We're Young.
Okay.
Yeah, Live While We're Young was definitely one of my favorites. I was learning how to play it on my flute. That's how much I liked that one.
Wow. Flute life was crazy. Like,
was.
I tried to learn everything on
I had
flute.
to quit after freshman year of high school. It just was not.
Yikes.
It wasn't.
No, I was definitely a Directioner, for sure. I was obsessed with Niall. Like, I loved Niall's personality, but I liked Zayn's looks.
So at least you weren't basic in choosing Harry Styles. I'm so sorry for all of you who love Harry
Literally,
Styles,
like, he can sing or whatever, but I don't like the popular guys ever. Like, if you're popular, it's never, you know what I mean? Like, you're never top for me, ever. So
They were top for me.
Oh. What's your boy band right now?
Well, honestly, all of my boy bands are kind of disbanding at this point. So I don't really like listen to a particular boy band. They've all kind of been doing their own projects now. So right now I think I'm on a boy band break. I guess the only one that's not disbanded is 5 Seconds of Summer. I've seen them twice. I saw them last year, but I think that's it. But
okay. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and hop into our topic for today. As you can tell by the title, we are talking about lessons we've learned in our 20s. Lizzie, how old are you?
Halfway through my 20s. I'm 25.
Bro,
I turned 26. I don't like this life.
Literally, like, it doesn't feel real that we are this old. I'm 24, turning 25 this month, and I've cried like 3 times about it already.
Oh yeah, that was me.
I'm like, why is this like taking a toll on me? Like, aging.
You know what really hit yesterday? I went to a bridal expo for my middle school best friend, one of my friends I've been friends with for a long time, and we thought about it yesterday. We were like, are we really doing this? Like, planning your wedding? Like, it seems like not that long ago we were talking about fairies. And
okay, not the fairies.
And now we're planning a wedding.
Yeah.
What?
This is, aging is scary for me.
I'm not ready. I thought I was going to be married with 2 kids by now.
Literally,
I'm actually fine not being married with 2 kids. I'm chilling.
Good Lord. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and hop into some of the ones that we've written down. And I want to preference. How do you say that? Preference. Now we both don't know how to say the word.
Okay, I'm not.
But I want to make a disclaimer that these are just like our lessons that we learned. If there's some that you've also learned, make sure you guys type it down in the comments because we also want to know what you've learned as well. But let's go ahead and start with number 1. Take it away. What's your first one?
This was mine. Having a college degree does not mean that you're going to have a high-paying job right out of college.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you, 5 years in college because I changed my major late. And of course I picked the major where it's more of working with you gotta, the work you do is really just because you want to help people. I'm a social worker for those of you who don't know. But so I mean, I don't get paid a lot for all I do. I mean, I'm going back to school in August, so I can get paid a little more. But it's not all cracked up as it seems to be. I mean, I guess not for a lot of people, but I feel like especially as a minority, it's a little bit more challenging than I thought. I thought I was gonna be like, let me go ahead and get me a new car when I graduate.
Right?
No, still driving my 2006.
Oh, right. No, I agree. I feel like it's also like what's the word? It's almost like forced on you that you need to know what you want to do right after school, and like college is a requirement almost. But I've also learned that you don't need a college degree, like on the opposite side of you, that you can do life without getting a degree. And nowadays, like, the degree doesn't even matter, it seems like.
It doesn't. It depends on what you go into and the connections, because, I mean, if we're being honest, I tell a lot of my kids that I work with, at this rate, you might be having to work in fast food, and the type of lifestyle you're talking about it's not feasible.
Yeah,
doing that. You got to have some type of education, whether it's just an associate's or a license in cosmetology or being an electrician. Any of those little things, either going to trade school or something, will help. But like for you, for example, in the area that you're working in, it's a little bit easier to climb the ladder and go up to the top. Not everyone lives like in this area to where they could have that kind of opportunity.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
That's true. And then as far as like, I remember like my parents being like, if you get a degree, it'll take you further. But it seems like without my degree, it's taken me further. And I'm not saying like college is terrible. I went to college, but it wasn't for me. And so I think there's some spots in your life where you just have to kind of do it yourself as far as like schooling goes. But also for your career, it's required for your career, what you're wanting to do. I just don't have a direction in what I want to do. So it's like, do whatever, get wherever. But you're right, with your degree, it's just like jobs are hard to find. So I'm
just discipling.
Good word for it. Love that. Discipling.
That's literally what
for sure. Jeez. Okay, so one that I have is be okay with asking for help. I remember not wanting to like outsource and ask for help because I felt like it made me look weak, if that makes sense. And so I've learned that if somebody else can do it better than me, ask them to do it instead of me failing 101 times. I mean, failing is, you know, part of life, but if you can save some time, get somebody else to help you do it as well.
I sometimes take it as in the more help, the better. Because I'm the type of person that'll also try to take on a lot of things without saying, oh, I don't need help. Like, I'm fine. I'm good. No, half the time I need help. Like, gosh, I can't do 15 things in a week. You think that I could do that by myself? But no, I think it is sometimes, it's hard though, because you're like, no, I got it. Like, I want to try my best and get through it myself. But sometimes you just hit that point where you're like, okay, this isn't working.
Or you're like afraid to have somebody stop what they're doing to help you because you feel like it's inconveniencing them. But then at the end of the day, they're like, you should have asked me for help. And I'm like, I would have, but I didn't feel like I had a right to ask you. But now I don't even care like who you are. I'm going to ask you for help. If you say no, you say no, but I'm going to ask. So, yeah.
That's a good one. My other one was learning to have patience is required, whether it's being patient with other people or just your life itself. This patience and being single, y'all.
Oh, yikes.
Good Lord. Jesus is testing my patience.
Okay.
Listen. I feel like I want to speed things up in my life. Like I said, I thought I was going to be married by 25 and having 2 kids. No. Does that seem like that happened? No. Thought I was going to meet the one in high school. Didn't happen. Thought I'd meet the one in college. Definitely didn't happen, which I was fine with, though. Because then I realized everybody was getting married so quick. I said, you know what? Maybe I'm not ready.
Yeah, literally.
And now when I feel like I'm ready, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Clock's ticking. But just, it's a hard one. It is a hard lesson and something that you really have to hold on to in our 20s because we're still, we're still baby adults. We're still babies. We're not like skilled and wise yet.
Right.
We haven't experienced life enough yet.
No, but they said something about like your brain being fully developed at 25. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to have a fully
You think it's going to be developed? Look, half the time I'm like, am I really done?
I'm like, something is not clicking and I can't wait for it to click. You know what I mean? They always say that. So
nothing has clicked for me.
She's like, I'm 25.
If it has clicked for someone else, please let me know because I'm still waiting. Half the time I'm like, huh?
Okay. Jeez. Okay. So the next one I have is let your yes be yes and your no be no. I learned this from my parents because one thing there's only 2 of them. One thing that they taught us is when you commit to something, just follow through with it. And I have always I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I've always had a hard time with being okay with saying no to people, if that makes sense. I've had a hard time saying no to people. Better way to say it. Yeah. Me too. And so when I say yes and I commit to something, I'm like, dang it, I probably should have just said, no, I don't want to do that, or no, I don't want to go, because now I'm obligated to do that thing, or now I'm obligated to go wherever I didn't want to go, point blank period. So yeah, that's one of the
I think this is something we even talked about not that long ago because again, I'm the person who says yes to so much stuff.
But it's like all of us, though. We all do that.
And half the time I'm like, I don't have time. Why am I saying yes to 15 things? Literally, the weekend of her birthday.
Yikes.
What did I do again? I didn't remember what was happening on the 28th on that Sunday. I'm like, something else is happening that day, but I can't remember. And what did we do? Schedule a dress appointment for my friend.
Oh, Lord.
We're about to bump it up. I might just have to miss church that day. I'm so sorry, y'all. If y'all hear this, look, I love y'all dearly. I will have my AirPods in. I will watch the message. I'll be on Facebook. Look, I'll do my check-in.
Facebook watch.
Hey, that's how y'all know that I'm actually watching.
That's
if I
true.
do Facebook, I feel like they don't ever know. Not Facebook. If I do YouTube, I feel like they never know that I'm actually watching.
That's true.
But I keep doing that. And I'm like, why do I keep doing that to myself? And then no wonder why I'm always like
stressing and
ready to pull my hair out every 5 minutes.
No, I just think that as far as like saying yes, I mean, obviously life happens. That's where life just happens, and you have to prioritize what you need to, whatever's top priority. But I'm saying like whenever you say yes to something and then you just don't want to do it, at least just say, I don't want to go. Like, I'm so sorry that I committed to this, but I don't want to go. But I have the tendency of just being like, okay, I'll be there. And so I get there and then I'm just miserable the whole time. Instead of just saying, I actually didn't want to go. I'm so sorry I committed to that. You know what I mean? But
yeah, when you really want to be at home taking a nap. Asleep
yes. That's 100%
on
of
your
my
couch.
100% of my problems for sure. But anyways, what else you got?
Let's see. God will still be there for you when you mess up. I think that sometimes we forget about that. We're like, oh, I messed up. Oh my goodness. Well, he forgives you for what you've done and the things that you've, even if you don't listen to him, because I've done it before. We've all done it. We all don't listen half the time. He's our parent. He's our number one parent.
Right.
And sometimes we don't like listening to our parents. But they still forgive us and they still want to help us and get through life together with us. And the same thing with God. Like, for example, I was trying to transfer schools because that's what my mom wanted me to do. I didn't necessarily want to transfer, but it was expensive. So what did? We were over there trying to transfer me, doing all of this stuff. And then God blocked me from even going to that school. Oh, he blocked because by the time I registered and everything and I paid my deposit for my apartment and stuff, all they could give me for financial aid was a $17,000 parent loan. No.
Oh, no.
No. So I went right back where I was, and I was like, maybe I should have stayed. And if we had just listened and stayed where I was supposed to, we wouldn't have to do that. So messed up by wasting my time and money, put all that money that I didn't get back just for that. But look, it's fine.
God's gotcha.
What about you? Sure.
No, I agree. I think it's easy to beat ourselves up because we're human and we don't understand like what our decisions do in the future, but God does. And so I think that's a really good one because a lot of people do need a reminder that it doesn't matter what you've like done, what you've been through, like God's got you the whole time. And so it's hard to obviously remember that when you're in the moment. But once you're out of it, you can see his hand in everything, the whole thing. And so that's a really good one. So good job. Wow. Look at you. That's that fully developed.
Are you sure?
That's not fully developed. What is this? Frontal.
Your frontal?
All right. Something like that. Okay. So the next one I have is it's okay to walk away. First off, I'll give you an example. So at work the other day, I haven't told you this story, but Lizzie.
Work stories.
Listen. At work the other day, I was in a conversation with one of my work friends and then one of the associates, and it wasn't anything bad. We were just explaining to them basically how one of our protocols worked, and another associate bumped in and was very just like aggressive and rude and just very much not okay. And so the original associate walked away, and I'm left with this associate who's upset now. And it started getting heated. And you know me in heated conversations. Like, I can respect a person 100%, but once you, like, cross a boundary with me, all respect kind of, like, goes out the door. And so he's getting heated with me, and I'm like, I don't think he remembers like who he is speaking to. Like given I'm over him, so it's like there's some type of ranking there, in the most respectful way given. But I stop him mid conversation and I say, okay, so first thing I want to tell you is I don't appreciate the way you're talking to me, and because of this, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the conversation because it's not productive at this point, and I'm gonna let you walk away until you calm down. And he tried to talk like again to me, and I was like, I'm gonna walk away. Since you won't walk away, I'm gonna walk away. We can revisit this when you calm down. And so I just walked away because like at that point you need to make sure that clear boundaries are set and expectation is given. So my boundary was I will not be treated that way. Expectation, you calm down, then we can revisit, if that makes sense. And so yeah, mine is just learning to walk away, and I can do that in a heartbeat. So I have no problem walking away from a conversation that is not beneficial at all. So
I think I try to do that, but I definitely do it once I start getting really heated and angered.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'll see you in a bit. I need to go to the bathroom. And
I'm
just
like, what
walk
the
away
heck?
and don't come back for
Yeah.
a little bit. But I mean, there's that patience too. Again, patience
For
is
sure.
very important. And you had the patience to say, you know what?
Mm-mm.
I'm going to hold my tongue. I'm
No,
going to
'cause I could've
stay
said some
calm.
stuff.
You could
I
have,
could've
and you
said
could have
some stuff.
gotten very angry and gone back
Yeah.
and forth. But
But
you just said, you know what? That's your,
what?
you know,
that's
you're
my
getting-
frontal
that-
developing. I'm excited for it.
I
For
don't know
sure.
why. It's interesting. I can tell you that. But
God.
that's you being mature and understanding, like, you know what? I'm not going to pick an argument with someone
Yeah.
who doesn't even understand respect
Yeah.
and the level that they're supposed to be speaking to me.
Right.
Like, calm down. But
Yeah.
okay. And
Yeah.
you did good.
It's just okay to set boundaries for yourself. And if people cross them, let them know they crossed them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people don't even say anything. They just let people continue to do it. And I'm just like, you can't keep complaining about the same thing if you're not doing anything to change it. And so set boundaries for yourself. Very important. So another one that I have is this one is a quote and I love it. I don't know, did you read it earlier about crickets?
What about crickets? 'Cause
Okay,
I don't
okay,
like
okay.
crickets.
So it says, haters are like crickets. Crickets make a lot of noise. You can hear them. Then right when you walk by them, they're silent. I was like,
that.
I know. I was like, I gotta type this down. I gotta write this down because this is so true. Like, especially like when I'm doing all of this stuff,
Mhm.
like YouTube, podcasts, like I just like to try at least.
Mhm.
And there are a lot of people who, like people who have had conversations about me but didn't know that I saw it on their Instagram. They're friends with my siblings. And so I'm like, why talk about me if you could follow me and DM me all you want, but like, why not just say it to me? And so like,
Say it to my face.
literally. And so I'm like, anyways, but I think if you want to do something, don't be afraid to do it because at the end of the day, it's your life. Do whatever you want to do, but don't let other people's opinions stop you from doing something you actually want to do. And so that is something I'm going to take for sure because as you can tell, I really don't care what people think of me. I post whatever, TikTok, Instagram, all of it. And
She
so
gonna spam you.
I will spam you 100%. And so
I get the notifications
okay.
all the time. Addison.
And I always send
What
her, like,
are you
memes and stuff.
doing?
I was just like, okay. But yeah, just not letting who made that TV show Haters Back Off? Who is that? Okay, somebody made it, and I agree. So
Kind of sounds like an MTV show. I don't know.
it kind of does. Oh, I think it's what's her name? Miranda Sings. What's her name?
Miranda sings.
Colleen.
Colleen.
I don't know her last name, but yeah. So Haters Back Off.
Oh, she did do that.
Oh
I
my
don't remember
God.
where that was on because I didn't watch it, but
Jeez. Okay, but what's your last one? This will be our last one for sure.
my last one is a good one. Okay, so one thing I've learned is even when you're broke, listen, you find a way. You plan ahead of time. And you go and travel and have fun with your friends and
Yeah.
take trips and do things because listen, once you get married and having kids, it's gonna stop. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be the same. You're gonna have to worry about children and like, oh, can they stay with their grandparents or oh my gosh, I have to take my kids with me to Disney. No,
Oh, okay.
listen. After I went,
Yeah.
my niece has to wait because I'm not about to
Uh-uh.
take tiny children with me to Disney because I need someone to be there from the moment it opens to the moment it closes. That's
Oh,
all
Lord.
I'm saying.
Mm-mm.
You got to get in all the rides. It's too jam packed. You have to do it's
Yeah.
an all day thing. Your
For
feet
sure.
will hurt for days.
Okay.
But no, seriously though, traveling is something, and when you have time, it's good to do it.
Yeah.
Like just do it.
Just do it. Be like Nike and just do it. But anywho, yeah, that's good. I
That's
agree.
good.
Travel, have fun.
Yeah, we
'Cause
need to
life
plan
is
a
too
trip.
short.
We haven't done a trip
yeah.
yet.
We've tried
We tried.
a-
It's just
100
scheduling.
times, but our
100
schedules
times.
are. It feels like that. But our schedules are like never aligned. So
I'm free
never.
next fall.
Okay. Put me in your
So
calendar
maybe
then.
for my unless my friends
Exactly.
Unless,
Like I
well,
said.
I'm trying to figure out this other wedding. If my other
Oh my
friend, if her
God.
sister gets married next year, it might end up being on my birthday. I don't know.
So that is the end of this episode. If there's anything that you guys have also learned in your 20s, make sure you comment it down below. We'd love to hear it. Lizzie, thank you so much for being my first guest of the video podcast.
Thank you for having me. This is wonderful. And if you need me to come back, just let me know.
Sure.
Look,
for sure.
cameras are wonderful. If this was actual people staring at me,
it'd be different.
I would not be sitting here. I would be
sure.
on the other side in the audience.
Oh, okay. But until next time, this is Addison Rose signing out. If you didn't know, this is AAO. Bye.
Bye.